very difficult game to predict just because it is your typical offense versus defense type game. It is as old school as the playoffs used to be, where you have the Saints coming in with this prolific, unstoppable offense going against probably the most physical defense in the National Football League in the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers earned the right to be the number two seed in the postseason because of how they played on defense. And, Alex Smith has had a very solid year offensively. They have a good running attack. They're playing at home. And this game will be a lot closer than people think. And not only that, if you look at the Saints' postseason history, apparently the Saints have never won a postseason game on the road. However, I love how sports facts come up, when people start putting out one-liners like that. The biggest shocking news out of that is that over the past three seasons, however, during the regular year, guess what team has the best road record in the National Football League? You guessed it, folks. It would be the Saints. So the Saints are not afraid to go on the road. They pack a good quarterback. They pack a good defense. They seem to be ready to go. And we're going to find out just how good the 49ers defense really is. The one weakness the 49ers have on defense is, of course, their passing attack. They cannot stop the pass. The Giants passed all over them. The Cowboys passed all over them. The Lions passed all over them. Teams that have a quarterback has been able to have some success against that team. And so this game will come down to the play of the quarterbacks. If the Niners can get some pressure on Breeze, who knows? But again, can't let the 49ers run the ball, and you can't let the Saints throw it all over the place. And God forbid if the Saints run it, then this game is going to be another 45-point game for them because they're unstoppable. So we will see what happens. In my opinion, I feel that the Saints will march on and get ready for the epic battle they have ahead, whether it's the Giants or the Packers, which I'll tell you in a moment. Over on the AFC side, the second game, the Broncos and the Patriots. Well, what can you say about the Broncos that I haven't said already? They're opportunistic. They make things happen. The Patriots destroyed them when they played during the regular season, but as people remember that game, the Broncos did have a 16-7 lead. They ran for 167 yards in the first quarter and looked poised to pull off another upset. But when you mess with Tom Brady, you got to beat him for four quarters. And unfortunately for the Broncos, some fumbles on a punt. Tebow had a couple turnovers. That was the ball game. And by the way, you can call in the show by dialing 323-962-1937 if you want to talk sports. I don't think this game will be anything like the Steelers game last week. I think that with the elements, as well as the simple fact that I'm sure this game has gotten the Patriots' attention, it's gotten everybody's attention around football. I think the Patriots are going to come ready to play, and I think they're going to jump Denver from the start, which could be dangerous because Tebow's magic seems to work when they are behind. But I don't see any way Denver can beat this team because they have to pick somebody to stop. And if you have to try to stop Gronkowski, then you're going to have Hernandez kill him like he did the first time. If you try to take away both Gronkowski and Hernandez, then Wes Welker is going to kill you. Then if you try to stop Wes Welker, Hernandez, and Gronkowski, Deion Branch and Chad Ochocinco is going to beat you. In fact, Ochocinco's only touchdown, I believe, was scored against his Bronco team. This is serious business. The Patriots have lost their last two home playoff games, and they are trying to get some kind of redemption. And trust me, they want to face the Giants so badly in the Super Bowl that it probably has kept them up for the past 4 years. Which leads to our next game, which would be the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Houston Texans, like I said, have been a great story. In my opinion, I think they've been a better story than Tebow's story because T.J. Yates, yes, I saw him play in college, and in college he was not spectacular, but he was tough. They played tough schedule. They played good teams, so it's not like he's afraid of this, of the big stage. And so the fact of what he has done this year, leading this team to this far in the season, in spite not getting a lot of the reps for the majority of the year, shows you that he's got some NFL, moxie. Arian Foster, I said this last week, I said if I was voting MVP, the top three vote getters would be Rodgers, Brees, and Foster. I think Foster has been the AFC's best player, better than Brady, because to run behind that line and carry that team this far without your starting quarterback, without your starting wide receiver, you know, and pretty much every week the defenses are stacked up to try to stop him, and he's getting it done. Much respect to him, and you know, I think that they can run the ball on the Ravens. The Ravens don't pack their run defense every week. Now, yes, the Ravens are sick at home, and they have not lost a game this year at home, and have an amazing record apparently in the last few years at home. But this game, is going to come down to the best players on the field, which are Ray Rice and Foster. And if the Texans can't run, they have no shot. Simple as that. If the Ravens are running the football, this game will be a 27-10 massacre by the Ravens, and I think that's going to be the case. So in the AFC, I have the Patriots taking on the Ravens. And in the NFC, you can call me a homer. You can call me whatever you want to call me. The Giants are my favorite football team. To start this season, I picked the Super Bowl to be Green Bay and Baltimore. So obviously, making a upset pick would be difficult considering that I'm on the air saying that I thought it would be Green Bay and Baltimore. But I've never seen the Giants play with that much confidence like they played last week. I haven't seen the Giants play that confidently since the heyday of the Giants. And right now, with all the talk about the Packers' offense being so prolific and stuff, the Packers have problems on their offensive line. They're starting a couple guys who are first-year players, who are backup players because of injury. And even if their guys return, they're not going to be as sharp because they haven't played in a while. This game will be extremely close, just like the first game. And all I can say as a Giant fan is I hope that we get the ball last with a chance to win. We can't turn it over. We have to run the football to keep their offense off the field, and we have to stop their run. Yes, it is dangerous letting Aaron Rodgers beat you because he doesn't throw picks like Favre did. And I'm really getting sick of hearing all this negative Favre stuff about comparing him to Aaron Rodgers. In fact, I keep envisioning Rodgers throwing an interception, giving the Giants a chance to win the game, so that way everyone can just stop bad-mouthing Favre. At the end of the day, my heart wants to give it to the Giants, and so, I'm going to follow my heart and see what happens. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way, but I'm not going to turn on my team. I'm going to take the Giants to pull off an upset and get ready to batten down the hatches in the Dome against the Saints. And we'll be back to talk some more football, finish the topic of football, and move on to other sports on 89.7 KLAS FM. My name is Richard Harris. And like I said, you can call on the show at 323-962-1937 to talk anything you want to talk about. And you can do that after this.
For all of your auto repairs.